Welcome back. We have 3 vendors with all new stuff this week. Let's check it out.
Scripts and grimoire.
In the Scholarium, we have Bound Affix Script Courage. Adds Courage, a buff increasing weapon and spell damage. Bound Focus Script Taunt. Adds a taunt. Bound Signature Script Fencer's Parry. Adds deflection of next direct damage attack. That's it. Let's head over to Imperial City for the Telvar Merchant. We are now in the Imperial City sewers. Let's see what we have.
Keep throwing.
First up is a Stonefall's treasure map. As a base game map, these are going to be way cheap on Guild Traders, but if you're curious, Stonefalls brings us Shadow of the Red Mountain, Shulk Exoskeleton, and Silks of the Sun. You also have a chance to get leads for Ancestral Nord, bows, or chess. Next up, we have Battalion Defender Necklace and Battalion Defender Ring. Our scripts, Bound Affix Script Brittle, adds Brittle, a debuff increasing critical damage taken. Bound Affix Script Expedition adds Expedition, a buff increasing movement speed. Bound Focus Script Multi-Target adds a multi-target hit. And Bound Signature Script Assassin's Misery adds improved use of status effects. Fragment of the Vents. This one is for Puncture Lava Burst skill style and comes from High Isle and Galen Volcanic Vents. Galerian's Necklace and Ring. And then our 2 leads. First up, we have Engine Salt Chain Links. This is for the Saint and the Seducer Mythic and comes from the Delve Sheogorath's Tongue in Stonefalls. I don't think this one's particularly difficult to get. Some people get it right away, some people don't. So if you're struggling with it at all, it is here for 25,000 Telvar. Next up, Pale Order's Golden Band. Of course, this is for Ring of the Pale Order. It is found in Night Hollow Keep in Blackreach Arcsand Cavern. Of course, you will need to have access to the Reach, whether you try to find this one or buy it. Now, something to note about this lead, this one is a static lead. It just sits on the table. So while most mythics don't have static leads, this particular one is. So I don't think it's worth 25,000 Telvar. All right, let's move on to Infinite Archive. And finally, let's see what Filer Ul has for us in Infinite Archive.
Ah, immortal.
First up, we have East March treasure maps. Again, base game map, probably not worth 2,000 archival fortunes. But if you're curious, East March brings us Akaviri Dragonguard, Fjord's Legacy, and Stendar's Embrace. You also have a chance to get a lead for either Ancestral Nord legs or shields. Let's look at our scripts. We have Bound Affix Script Brutality and Sorcery, adds Brutality and Sorcery, buffs increasing weapon and spell damage. Bound Affix Script Uncertainty adds Uncertainty, a debuff reducing weapon critical damage. Bound Focus Script Pull adds a pull. Bound Signature Script War Mage's Defense adds a damage shield. Our style page this week is Celine's Mask. It is beautiful. Of course, this comes out of Celine's Web. The style pages only drop during certain times, and you have a better chance of getting the mask when you have the hard mode achievement. So if you need this one, it is here for 15,000 archival fortunes. I do think most of the masks are probably worth it. Next, we have Cartographer's Mask. However, this is one of 7 pieces used to make the Master Field Cartographer's costume. These fragments drop from Nchuthankarst Public Dungeon in Blackreach Greymoor Caverns. They did increase the drop rate of these fragments, so 7,000 archival fortune seems a little bit steep, especially since it looks like you can get one for about 2,000 to 3,000 gold from traders on PCNA. So I would probably just hit a trader for this one, but it is here for 7,000 archival fortunes if you need it. Next up, we have Companion Equipment Light Armor. I don't usually recommend getting armor from Filer Ul for your companions. They're 5,000 archival fortunes a piece. You're at the mercy of RNG, and they are bound when you get them. So I typically will tell you to skip these. Disgusting Spoils. Consume 25 Disgusting Spoils to unlock the Scheming Skeever's achievement and the Malographic Skeever pet. As attractive as this pet is, 7,000 archival fortunes when you need 25 of them is pretty steep, and they are guaranteed to drop if you just keep doing your dailies in here. So I'm skipping this one. Next up, Fragment of the Ascendant. This is for the Roar Verdant Green skill style. This particular one drops from the final boss in Moonhunter Keep. That's a DLC dungeon. It is a guaranteed drop, but if you're not big on dungeons, it's also here for 5,000 archival fortunes. Let's skip our books for now. First lead is Steel Serpent Fangs. This one is for the Sea Serpent's Coil and drops from the High Isle world boss, Serpent Bog. It's a little bit harder to find people to help out with world bosses these days in High Isle, so this isn't a horrible buy. This one is, though. So this one is for the Telvanni Alchemy Station, and it is another one of those static leads. You just walk up to it and pick it up off the ground. So please don't buy this one. Just Google a map, look here to see where it is, and just go pick it up. All right, our books. Finbor the Resurrected. This one drops out of Infinite Archive, and the Eidetic Memory also comes from Infinite Archive. We did see this one once before, but it's been a while. It was in June of 2024. So you may already have this if you've been following along for a while. We've also seen Tidefall Cantos 1, but we saw it in December, so much more recently. This one drops out of Infinite Archive, but the Eidetic Memory is in the Fathom's Drift Delve in Apocrypha. All right, that's going to do it. Let's go run a couple arcs of Infinite Archive and see what new gear is dropping this week. We just wrapped up some Infinite Archive, and it looks like we have gear dropping from Stonefalls, which we saw with the maps already. But again, that is Shadow of the Red Mountain, Shock Exoskeleton, and Silks of the Sun. And then our DLC gear dropping is from Hughesbane. That's Bahara's Curse and Savara's Scales. That's going to do it for this week. We'll see you in the next one.